A very good afternoon to you wherever you are, and welcome to another exciting edition of your favorite business development program on Radio Masterclass. Masterclass is powered by Joy Business and brought to us by Goyle. Goyle Good Energy, Goyle Yenara Yedia. Masterclass today is also brought to us by GH Genome. GH Genome are duty to decode. Masterclass comes your way every Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. and runs all the way through to 2:15 p.m. here on your superstation Joy 99.7. My name, as always, is Barnafo, and I'm happy to be your host for today's conversation. Oscar Bimpong is back here in the studio with us, the guru who talks about the mindset revolution or the mindset transformation. We talked about the mindset revolution in the first two shows, and today we continue with that conversation. Last week we spent time talking about the purposeful mindset. We'll do a quick recap when we start to talk about that. But today we're sort of going into leadership, if you like. So we're going to be looking at the leadership mindset as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as a, let's say, a senior manager in your business, even as an employee who has ambitions to run your own business someday, or as an employee who has your own business and you're already running it, or as a top executive, or anyone who has anything to do with business or any kind of endeavor. If you have to do with leadership, then what's the mindset that you carry in performing your function? Today we're going to be sharing some thoughts. And Taka Awori, very great friend of mine. Taka, good afternoon to you. When we started to talk off air about the leadership mindset with Oscar, I said to her that I'm going to say good afternoon to Taka on the show because Taka spent some time with us on the show, I think last year or the year before, talking to us about leadership. And you, Taka, you brought a certain perspective to the conversation on leadership that I had never sort of encountered before. So very good afternoon to you. And if when we get interactive, please pick up the phone, give us a call if you can. Oscar, you're welcome back to this conversation.
Thank you.
I know that you've been trotting the country, trying to spread the good word on the mindset revolution. If we can think it, then we can do it. If we can believe it enough, then we can become it. Someone says that, but what about all the other variables? Yes, they're all there, and we're going to spend time talking about all the other variables. But we are saying that after you've done all that the situation requires, stand. How do you stand? You stand by believing that it's possible.
Exactly.
If you put in all the work and then at the end of the day you say, hey, is it going to work? Is it going to? You know, there's some people like that. Negative energy. Don't hang around people with negative energy. And if you are someone who gives off negative energy, please begin to change your mind. I have another gift to give away here on the show for my first caller when we get interactive, courtesy Oscar. So he's going to sign it and put your name in it. So when we get interactive at some point, please pick up the phone and give us a call. We're also going to be sharing some slides for those of us who like to take notes. You can follow us live on Facebook. We're streaming live. We'll be sharing some of that information and you can pick that up as well. Oscar, you're welcome back to today's conversation.
Thank you. Yeah, it's always a pleasure to sit in this seat. Yes.
someone drew my attention and said, when you go ask Oscar today, from whence hast thou come? You know, when that question was asked in the Bible, it was not a very good person that the question was asked to.
Wow.
But I'm not thinking of that person.
All right.
Where have you been in the last week, and what experiences have you had with the mindset transformation? I know you've been doing some work.
Yes.
So sort of talk to us about that briefly, like 10 seconds, and then let's do a recap for last week, if you will, and go straight into today.
So for some few weeks now, I've been traveling across the country. ZP is my anchor client, and I'm so happy to say that ZP, just under a decade, they've won the Ghana Club 100, the best company in the country. And I'm glad to associate with them. I've been working with them the last 6-7 years. And we'll be going around the country transforming minds of our territory officers, our zonal managers. And can you imagine an organization contracting you to change the mindset of staff across the globe? And I think this is one of the reasons why they are top in the country, because they are investing in what a lot of organizations are not investing in, and that is the power of their mind. ZP is harnessing the power of the mind of their staff for them to break certain mental barriers that is causing them to achieve what they are achieving. So to be honest, I'm very proud to be part of this success story, and not just part, but an integral part of this success story. So next week I'm going to Takoradi for 4 days as well. We'll be coming back to Accra. We're just traveling, and it's all about mindset transformation. So if you're an organization listening to us, until the minds of your staff are set right, please, you have never maximized your potential. And last week we talked about purposeful mindset, and purposeful mindset is the mindset you need to achieve your purpose. And we talked about, if you haven't found that thing that you are going to do for the rest of your life, then there is a problem. Where I sit now, what I'm doing, I'm going to do it till I die. Where do you sit If you haven't found that yet, then there is some more work to be done. You need to sit at a place where you tell yourself, this is what I want to do for the rest of your life. You have the focus to really work towards it until you achieve it.
You know, I was going to save this for later, but maybe you should write this down, Oscar, so that when we get to it, you can probably address it for me. I always say that people are a function of their orientation.
Yes.
And it simply means that it is what you know and what you've seen growing up, and your experiences and your beliefs and your fears and your aspirations that form who you are.
Yes.
I mean, you know, so clearly people are a function, I mean, of their orientation.
Yeah.
A lot of the orientation of people today, or a lot of people today, their orientations tell them that, Obrayoko, life is war.
Yes.
It's not pleasant.
Yes.
You must struggle.
Yes.
La lucha continua.
Yes.
The struggle continues.
Yes.
It's not pleasant as a man to be a man now.
Yes.
You know, so the process of work is accepted
Yes.
to be unpleasant.
Yes.
I want us to address that mindset, because from what I hear you say, when you do what you love to do, it may not necessarily be easy peasy, but you love to do it. And therefore, it's almost synonymous to what I would refer to as utopia. I mean, it may not exactly be the same thing, but it doesn't come to you with a struggle that other things will come to you with. So write that down when we get to it. I don't want you to address it now, because I want us to follow the slides.
All right.
But when we get to it interactively,
Yes.
I want you to address that, because some people are happy struggling. When they're not struggling, they feel it's not worth it. Is this thing worth my while? It's too easy. It can't be true. It's too good to be true. You know.
It's quite interesting. Let's move on before we spend much time on this. Now we're talking about leadership mindset, and my theme is a spectacle that fits everyone. So leadership is a spectacle that should fit everyone. You cannot say to yourself that leadership is not for me, because we all of us have to lead in one way or the other. Now, I don't want to come to leading yourself. I will come back to that one later. But let's look at slide 5, and that says, who is a leader? Okay. You know, this question has been asked several times, and leadership, everybody have got their own definition of who a leader is. But I define a leader as someone who carries a vision, knows where they are and where they want to be, and they carry people along to achieve the vision. So there are 3 things here. They should carry a vision. So what Mr. Chum one day sat down and said, I want to enter into media. This is my passion. This is where I want to sit for the rest of my life. Then he knew that this is where I sit. But where am I going? Today, Joy is one of the, arguably the best FM station in the country. Now, what did he do? He carried people along. So yeah, you are sitting here because Mr. Chum carried you along the journey.
True.
There was something about his vision that you bought into. That is why you are sitting here. The moment you don't buy into that vision anymore, you will never be fit for purpose here. But as far as you are here, there is something about the vision. That is why you are here. So if you are a business startup, your vision must be very clear. That is where you are and where you want to be. Such that if you really explain this to anybody, they must be easily buy into it. Now, the problem we have is that most of the times, our vision is not so clear. So people find it difficult to buy into the vision. So we need to really make our vision very clear. Now, that is one of the things I always do when I'm doing my trainings. And yeah, I think upon all the organizations I've trained across the country, there is one question I always ask, that what is the vision of the company? I want people to recite it. They have to recite it like verbatim, the way it is. And a lot of people cannot. They cannot do that. Why? Because they haven't memorized the vision of the company. Yeah, if your staff cannot say the vision of Joy Multimedia, then there is a problem. Because what it means is that they don't know where they are and they don't know where they are going.
I mean, I would even go beyond it and say, not just memorize it, but read it and explain it the way they understand it in their own language.
There have to be something
that way they own it.
Yes, you have to own it. That is the right word.
And Yvonne has said the same thing. Good afternoon to you, Yvonne Ohui McCarthy, and she's into customer service. And she was here on the show, and she was talking about the same thing, that when I walk into your company at the front desk, and the person at the front desk does not know and understand for themselves what the vision is. And that's your front line.
And
So you're right.
no, but trust me, a lot of people, most organizations I've trained with, they are not able. The staff, they don't know.
It's hidden in some document somewhere, on some. But you're right. You're right.
No, but it's so critical that we should know.
But you know what's worse? Most of our SMEs don't even have these things.
No, they don't.
Because it's assumed to be theoretical, and the Pesika was the cultural vision mission. The owner of the business is the one who carries it, full stop.
Yes.
But what we're saying here on the show is that apart from you carrying it, when somebody said, when God was calling you, I wasn't there.
Yes.
He called you, he didn't call us.
Yes.
When God gives you that vision in the middle of the night to go and run that business, write it down, make it plain.
Yes.
When you go into your business and you start to recruit, share that vision with them so you can carry them along.
So can you imagine you enter into a bus and the bus driver doesn't know your location? How are you going to get to your destination? You are the driver. The destination you are going, you don't know it. So how do you navigate and get there? It's as simple as that. So a lot of people, businesses are moving in circles because they don't know their destination. You should have your destination clear in your mind where you are going. If you don't have it clear in your mind, that is where everybody stops you and they tell you that, look, this path is okay. Then you move because you haven't augmented your vision in the mind. Now, another definition of a vision is a leader is somebody that takes people from their comfort zone, that is slide 7, to an uncomfortable zone where they experience different results from the norm. Now, let's look at where Joy sits now, right? Now, if Joy wants to be the CNN of Africa or the world, the CNN, the BBC of Africa, it means that Joy is going to move from where it sits with Ghana and move the vision to Africa. Now, let's look at it this way. It means that now a lot of staff sitting here are sitting in their comfort zone because whatever they are doing is becoming a routine. So they can even close their eyes and you do it. The moment we start going to Africa, it means that that comfort zone will be taken away and they are going to put all of us in an uncomfortable zone. But a lot of people don't want to move from their comfort zone. There is one thing I always say, that the most comfortable bed in the world is the comfort zone. And that bed is so amazing that even when people wake up, though they are walking, but they are still sleeping because they don't have a vision. If you wake up in the morning with no purpose at hand, you are still in bed. If you wake up in the morning and you are walking about, but there is no purpose, you are still sleeping. The only time you are awake is that when you wake up in the morning and there's that vision, that purpose to go to. So, and you see, because people don't want to move from their comfort zone, it means that you, the leader, you should have an influence. And it is your influence that is going to drive them. I've got what I call the Mindset Revolution Creed. Every time I do it, when I'm training organizations, I realize that I always tell them that, look, I want to hear your voice. I want your voice to be louder than mine. I want you guys to really, I want to see some energy. But when I start, you see that their energy is here. Then I will encourage them. I want to hear your voice. I want to hear your voice. By the time you go to the last creed, you see that the energy is up. That is how, if you are working with people, that is how it is. They walk through this door, probably with that energy that is here. How do we move the energy here? It's about influence. It's about letting them to understand the vision. It's about driving a new mindset. There is one thing I always say, that everybody that walks through this door at Joy FM, they enter with their own mindset. Based on their background, based on what they believe in, based on their family values, based on the people they surround themselves with. So they are really created a certain frame of mindset. Now, what most organizations don't do is that, in terms of leadership, is they don't work to align the mindset of that person that walked through the door with the vision of the company. And yeah, that becomes very difficult. If you are not able to do that, it means that your vision and the mindset they carry will never move at the same level.
It will always be parallel to each other.
It will parallel to each other. And this is why organizations must come in. You see, this mindset transformation we are talking about, we have left it for far too long. And it's really making organizations. That is why most African organizations, we don't move beyond Ghana. We don't move beyond Africa. We are the local champions of where we are. But can we move? We can only move if there is this transformation. If there is some limiting beliefs, they are what? They are broken.
Well, AFTA is here. Africa Continental Free Trade Area is here. So if you're a business owner and you're in a comfortable zone, you better get out of that bed, because if you're sitting in the middle of, let's say, wherever in a suburb in Accra, and you make the best kose and you're known for that, can your kose be packaged and presented in Cote d'Ivoire, in Benin? You would think that, oh, I'm okay with the Ghana market. Very soon, the person making kose in Benin is going to start shipping their kose to you in Ghana, and your customers are going to go and buy it.
Because the world has become very small.
Exactly.
Very small. One time I saw something about I don't know how far it's true, but Nigerians ordering pizza from London, and it's on the plane in the evening. The next morning they are gathering their pizza for party.
Oh, but they old chicks. They, I mean, it's even less than 12 hours. It's here in Ghana.
Yes.
That's how they bring them in.
Wow.
They old chicks. They put them on a plane at night. By morning, 6 hours is here. They go and pick them, and then straight away it goes into the farms.
So there is one thing I always tell people, that even if a job is advertised in Ghana, that job is not only for Ghanaians.
Exactly.
It's become a global space that somebody is in Canada applying, somebody is in Europe applying. So we leadership. I think that leadership is not enough. Leadership with the right mindset is very critical to our success. Now let me tell you why I'm saying that. Let's go to slide 15. Mindset comes before leadership, because your mindset will determine the kind of leader you become. Some people say our problem is leadership, but I say our problem is mindset, because every leadership stems from a particular mindset.
That's true.
So if, for example,
you are what you do.
Yes, exactly.
You are what you do.
And that will reflect in your leadership, right?
Have you ever asked yourself, sometimes and you're so right, I'm just driving this point home, and I'm not slighting anyone here, please pardon me if it sounds like that, but have you noticed that when you tell yourself that when I get money, I'll do this, or let's say the people who get money, pick 5 different people from 5 different orientations and give them all $10 million and see what they do. What they do will tell you their mindset and where they come from.
Exactly.
For some people, the brightest shoes is a sign of affluence.
Yes.
And that's because that's where they come from.
Yes.
And that's what they see. And for some other people, it's exactly the opposite.
Yes.
Without being too direct.
Yes.
But I'm just saying that it buttresses the point that you make.
Exactly.
That what is in you is what comes out.
Exactly. So a lot of people think that from our corporate setting, from our political setting, people think that our problem is leadership. For me, where I sit, even in my book, Mindset Revolution, Re-engineering the Mind from Prison to Purpose, I said that our problem in Africa is a mindset problem. Because you see, if you have got certain leaders that over the years, they are churning out the same results, then what it means is that the leadership they have is throwing that results based on the mindset they carry. Because what you have to understand is that the people are our leaders are the extension of the people.
True.
So if our leaders are getting the same results, then it goes beyond leadership but the mindset. So for us to succeed, I think that we should start having leaders that their mindset is driven or aligned differently from the status quo.
And we should be deliberate about it.
And you see, we can even have a 50-year plan that we are going to train our children for them to think differently than us.
Some countries are already doing it.
Yes. And if we can do that indoctrination, and that is, I want to use that strong word, that our children understand that corruption is bad. They understand integrity, what it means. And over time, they imbibe into this. Then we will start seeing different results in leadership. But that leadership is now in a different aspect just because of the mindset we created when they were young.
Lee Kuan Yew. I mean, as you talk, I just see others haven't done this so well. And it takes a certain deliberate purposefulness to do that kind of thing.
Yes.
I mean, here you are talking about us training our children and all that. You find that sometimes opinion is so divided. Now, people have all sorts of ways in which they think that children should be educated. In any case, I think that it's not a hopeless situation. Start in your corner. Start, in a small group. Start somewhere. But by all means, you can even start from your own home with your own kids. Like what you're saying.
Yes.
But we must be deliberate about it.
Yes.
Bringing people up to think in a certain way.
Yes. Yes.
And it's one of the reasons why people aspire to go to certain schools. It's not necessarily because of the status quo or the affluence, but some of the schools that we have around today, they teach the kids to be confident.
Yes.
Somebody said to me, says, my child goes to a certain school in Yao. When my children go out, they don't see color. I said, what do you mean they don't see color? I said, when they walk into a place and there are people from 10 different nationalities, all they see is a name.
Yes.
They don't see color.
No.
They don't even remember where you are from.
Yes.
And even if they remember, it is to add to their knowledge.
Yes.
They are not intimidated.
No. No.
But we find that the story is not the same across the divide.
Yes.
So what we are saying is that together, not just in schools, not just in our work, but if we train the children today
Yes.
into thinking a certain way,
Yes.
then they're going to continue like that, and they're going to become the leaders for tomorrow.
So there should be a transformation of minds, right? And at an early age, that is where we can easily transform their minds because they haven't had that environmental experiences so much. So we trying to drive a new mindset becomes easier. And I think these are some of the things we should be doing. Now, I like what this guy said about leadership. That is John Maxwell. And he made it so simple that leadership is what? Influence. Nothing less, nothing more.
True.
Right? But in our side of the world, we sometimes we mistake influence for power. Right? So that guy who started that small business start getting a level of cash flow and they think they have power, so they don't respect their staff, they don't respect their customers, they start buying liabilities instead of investing in the business, and before you realize do you know that leadership in this country, whether it's political or corporate, if you want to see people in the helm of affairs, it's very difficult.
Access.
Yes. Access is very difficult. But what is the point if you cannot have access to the leader? It doesn't matter how trivial the issue is. There should be accessibility.
Because somebody told us a lie some time ago that when you are a boss, you must let people struggle before they can see you. And we carry that mindset to our secretaries and our PAs. So now we are not the ones doing it.
Yeah,
so now the PAs are the ones preventing people from seeing
Yes.
us. But that's the point. If I can't see my leader, then why is he my leader?
Why is he my leader? It becomes so difficult. So you see, the things we are doing in terms of business doesn't grow. And these are the simple things. We create a leadership structure that really does not allow us to grow. You see, that person that is coming to see you, that is wearing slippers, maybe one word from that person can change your business around. Maybe one discussion can bring that project. But we make it so difficult. And it's all because of the mindset that we carry. Sometimes, let me use the banks for example. Maybe I'm not hitting on what you do. But sometimes you go to the banks and there's so much queues. And the branch manager is sitting down. I'm not saying the branch manager is idle. But I've traveled around a bit. And I've seen that branch managers are the people who don't even sit down. Because the moment they see long queues, they come and they start reducing the queues. What do you want? How can I help you? But in our side of the world, because of power, because of that big boy, big woman attitude, we don't lower ourselves anymore. And I've heard in certain jurisdictions where people say, and these are all mindsets that we have created.
Wrong mindset.
Wrong mindset. So that startup business doesn't grow. That startup business, it doesn't get to the level where it's supposed to be. Now, before we go for break, probably I think we've said a lot, but I want us to really tackle self-leadership versus leading others.
Let's go.
Right now, if you go to slide 20. So leadership starts from you, and that is self-leadership. That is the ability to lead yourself is the foundation for leading others.
Right.
Yeah. If I come to your room, right, and you haven't dressed your bed, your shoes, they are haphazard everywhere. Your clothing, the trousers here, the socks is here. I define that you are not able to lead yourself. You see, it reached a time when I wake up in the morning, I wasn't dressing my bed. Then I chanced on a video, and the video was saying that the first call of leadership is that when you wake up from your bed, you have to dress it. If you are not able to dress your bed, you have failed the first call of leadership, because that is the first thing you slept on it, you wake up from it, and there is certain work that needs to be done. Now, if you are able to fulfill that, then you have sparked the leadership in you. But many a times we don't do that. We don't see that as leadership. So your first call to leadership is for you to able to lead yourself. If you are able to lead yourself, even if I see the car that you drive and how dirty it is, I can imagine that look.
I was going to say some people live in their cars.
They live in their cars.
Once upon a time, in a certain place, I'm going to be vague. Someone gave me a ride in their car. You know, I had to decline the ride. There was nowhere to put my feet.
Wow.
Apparently, they'd been living in the car and they'd been eating McDonald's for 2 weeks. And every time they finish eating it, guess where the thing goes? In the car. I was like, I tell you what, I'm meeting someone down the street at Hackenberry. I think I'll go with the bus.
Wow.
Of course, I'll go with the bus.
Yes.
You know, so you're right. And leading yourself, when we talk about cleanness and all that, I don't want people to get confused. It's about order.
It's about order.
Because order is a function of leadership. So if you cannot live an ordered life, you cannot get other people to also be ordered. It's a very simple thing.
It is an order, and it's also discipline.
Exactly.
Because this is something you need to consistently do in your life. Because every night you will sleep. So if you are able to consistently master that, then self-leadership is what? It's been like you've really got to the place of self-leadership. Now let me give you a typical example of leading others.
Hold that thought for me 1 second. I want us to also get interactive so that while we wait for the phone lines to ring, we can share that. We're going to get interactive very shortly, but we'll take a quick message from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Ekuya has sickle cell disease. Kweku is battling with prostate. Auntie Mary has a family history of cancer. All these people have either inherited a genetic disorder from parents and present in the child at birth, or even due to some environmental factors. Remember that genetic conditions affect all ages, economic, social, and religious groups. Don't discriminate if they look different. Early detection may help early intervention and treatment. As we start the GA Genome Project, we invite you to join and follow our public lecture series and get free genetic testing and screening. For more updates and information on how to get the free genetic testing and screening, call 0302 959 246 or visit www.gagenome.org.
Your favorite on-air business development program, Joy Business Masterclass, is in session, and you can interact with us on Facebook via the Joy 99.7 FM or Joy Business pages. If you tweet, the handle is at Joy 997 FM or at Joy Business GH. Don't forget to hashtag JB Masterclass. You can also call us on 0302 216541 or send your questions and contributions through to the WhatsApp number 0551 111997, and our facilitators will address your concerns. Attention everyone, class is in progress.
Welcome back. If you've just tuned in, this is Masterclass. Phone lines are now open. Numbers to call 0302216541. That's 0302216541. You can also send us your comments on WhatsApp on 05511119997. If you've just tuned in, Oscar Bimpong is back here in the studio with us. We're talking about the leadership mindset. So pick up that phone, give us a call, 0302216541, or send us your comments on 05511119997. 11997. Do you have any motor vehicle of any kind? Because if you do, Goyle has some great news for you. Goyle, your oil marketing company of choice, keeps making life ever so convenient. Goyle now accepts Momo for all fuel purchases at key selected stations. Just remember to Momo it at Goyle, and that is not all. You can use your bank card to buy fuel at Goyle, and this is made possible by APSA. So drive to any Goyle filling station now, buy your fuel, and pay by Momo or bank card, and you're good to go. Goyle, good energy. Goyle, Yenara, Yedia. Did you know that disorders like sickle cell disease, breast and prostate cancers have a genetic component? Genetic conditions affect all ages and economic, social, and religious groups. The GA Genome Project includes public lecture series on the Ghanaian genome and free genetic health screening of the sickle cell disease, breast, and prostate cancers. Early detection may help early intervention and treatment. GH Genome, our duty to decode. Numbers to call again, 0302216541. You can also send us your comments on 055-1111997. The leadership mindset with Oscar Bimpong. We're interactive right now. I've got my first caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're welcome to Masterclass. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, I'm called William.
Good afternoon, William. Where are you calling us from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Tema.
How is Tema this afternoon, my brother?
Yeah, we are all fine.
Brilliant. Talk to me, William.
Yeah, so I want to know if there is a program that Mr. Bimpong has to train people about the leadership mindset that I can get.
So please keep listening. We'll answer that question for you. Mr. Bimpong runs a consultancy called Train to Inspire. So he has a company that actually handles a lot of these trainings, and we'll put his number out before the end. But William, if you've hung up, please call back. I would like to take some of your details by my production crew. Oscar gave us a book today for the first caller. So you've won for yourself a book by Oscar. He's going to autograph it for you. It's called The Kingdom Clientele. Come to the front desk of Joy FM and you can pick it up. I've got another caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're welcome to Masterclass. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, this is Mr. James Addison, one of your small boys.
Oh, Mr. Addison. Hey, my senior man. Mr. James Addison. Oh, emotional intelligence. You're doing a great job, eh? Great job. Great job. Thank you.
Good. Yes, my regard to my mate. You know, when you attend best schools, you have people speaking for you. So, St. Augustine's for you, right?
The Absu guys will be happy this afternoon.
Yes. We are taking over. Seriously, I'm very happy the course that my brother has taken. And the focus is not only in Ghana, but affecting the whole of Africa. I will give a quote that was given by Kwame Nkrumah. I just saw it this afternoon when I went out to buy, a phone for my wife. And the quote reads, he said, I am not an African because I was born in Africa, but I am an African because African is born in me. This was a profound statement by Kwame Nkrumah. This tells us about the mindset of Kwame Nkrumah at that time. So when you look at the deeds of this man, the achievement and the movement of unity for Africa, you could see that the gentleman had a different mindset when he traveled to the States and learned. This mindset revolution hits everywhere in the marriage, at the workplace. I mean, anybody in Ghana that does not have or does not seem to be having the idea that mindset revolution is very needful. It's like somebody who does not mind or does not need emotional intelligence in his life. Wow. Mindset is like emotional intelligence, hitting every aspect of our life. Unless we have our minds reset, we will continue to be in the situation that we find ourselves. So people come to, I know I've witnessed my brother on many occasions, people attend our trainings and they are shocked. Why? Oscar and Addison are not training how we have been trained. We don't organize our, lectures or training sessions with companies as we were taken through. It's a different ballgame altogether. So this is the mindset Ghanaians should have. When I started emotional intelligence, I was with some collaboration in UK. Yeah. They limited me in such a way. It got to a time I developed a different mindset. As we speak today, things have changed. Wow. Unless we have a different mindset. So when I saw my mate with that book, and my book on emotional intelligence, optimizing children's emotions. The future that we have depends on the mindset that we give to the children. And I was very happy this afternoon you people have entered into that arena. Parenting should have a different mindset. We need to revolutionize our mind. The same Kwame Nkrumah made another statement. He said, we're going to give a democracy a revolutionary push. It was also a mindset. So you could say people with different mindset at any point in time, they become leaders and they make the difference.
Wow.
It is my prayer that Ghanaians will listen to programs like this and engage people like this so that we can move forward in the near future. Thank you very much. I hope there are other people.
Thank you. Uncle James, I think that it's very profound thoughts. We have nothing to add, but I picked something up. You should think about forming a company called Oscar and Addison.
Oh, can you
It sounds
mindset and emotional intelligence?
I've got another caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're welcome to Masterclass. Your name and where you're calling from.
Good afternoon. I'm Ivan calling from Oyarifa.
How is Oyarifa this afternoon, my brother?
Everything is well over here.
Brilliant. Talk to me, Oscar.
Yes, I really love the program. I come from a rural area, and I realized that coming from there, normally, like, mindset over there is leaving some, you complete school, and, like, your parents will be like, even if you continue to SS, there's nothing, go and learn training. But some also have the passion for schooling. So I started, like, talking to some of my friends that we must do something by telling people that, oh, this is the importance of school, and this is the importance of trading. So I'm asking if he has a platform that, like, will inspire me to do more of these things. I really love his program.
That's more than a platform. Keep listening. We'll put his phone number out. I want you to call him, and I'm going to make a promise on his behalf that he will give you one of his books, and he will help you to achieve and become more than you are. Evans, please keep listening to us.
Yes,
right.
Thank you very much.
I've got a comment on social media. This one is from Anim from Tema. Anim says, thanks for the education on mindset. What should be my response under a leader without the required mindset? Example, leadership in Ghana. This is your question there. I don't have time on the show for it. I congratulate our resource expert for his clear explanations. And so we're also interested in the books, and I'm willing to pay for it by Momo. I think you, at the end of the show, you should put up your contact so that if people want to reach you, they can reach you as well. Numbers to call again: 0302216541. You can also send us some more comments on 05511111997. I've got another comment. This one, you didn't add your name. It says Richard Frimpong. Okay, Richard Frimpong from OEB Estate. My question is, what is the most important part of business leadership? What is the most important part of business leadership?
I think we can talk a lot about this, but I'm going to really summarize it very briefly for him. As a leader, be part of the process, right? Because if you are part of the process, then you understand the process and you'll be able to direct people well. Now, a lot of people, when they become leaders, they detach themselves from the process. And all they do is to command, direct, and delegate without being part of the process. You know, for us to get a very good product, then the person that is driving that product should be part of the process. So we should move away from that mindset that when we become leaders, we don't touch, we don't move, we only sit down and delegate and instruct without being on the field to understand how things are going and how things works.
Okay, I've got another comment on social media. This one is from Kwesi T from Tema. Kwesi, I can't see what you've written clearly. It says, I bought a few plots of land from an estate developer. Prior to the payments and during payment, I could easily reach the CEO. After payment, I can hardly get through to him. Even if I am recommending him to prospective clients, he doesn't pick up. The mindset.
The mindset.
Okay, so I think it's a comment there to buttress.
Yeah. But I think it's part of our culture now, to be honest. You know, I'll move from one organization to another because of my business, wanting clients. And trust me, some people say, why do you dress so well? I'm like, you see, even the person sitting at the reception, if you are not dressed properly,
they profile you.
But should it
you say you are here to see who? Drop it. They will profile you.
So it shouldn't be so, but unfortunately that is where we
find. But the profiling there, it's not just at the front desk school. Even the kind of car you drive. There are some places they won't allow you to enter.
But how should it be so?
Even on the roads.
This is a bad.
Depending on the kind of car you're driving, they will stop you.
This is a bad culture.
We're talking our mindset. That's why I'm talking about these things. We need to start renewing our mind. But I suppose it comes from the point you made earlier that what is the right thing to do?
Yes.
When they know the right thing, because the people have been fed from infancy through the educational system, through interactions, with mindset that today we see to be wrong. So what is the right mindset? Maybe we should spend time and talk about the right mindset.
So yeah, this is where probably, as Mr. Addison was saying, that look, they should give some of us the opportunities, because our habits that we have formed all these years. I can teach you in 3 months to have a skill, but I cannot really change your habits in 3 months.
Indeed.
So it means that these habits have been formed for so many years.
I'll tell you a quick joke. A mother is preparing a son for school early morning, Russia. It's getting late. Dresses the child. Sit down. Then he'll get up. Sit down. So the mother gets upset and hits the child and says, I told you to sit down. Then the child sits down. After 2 seconds, he says, Mommy. He said, yes. He said, even though I'm sitting down, in my heart, I'm standing. I mean, it's coming from a very deep place.
Yes.
You see, so that's how stereotype
Yes.
and mindset can be so deep-seated that no matter what you hear or what you see, it doesn't change it.
No.
And I suppose that consistency can help the process.
It's consistency, because the habit to change, it takes time. It takes consistency. Yeah, I always say that in the UK, we drive on the right. In Ghana, we drive on the left. Now, when I'm in Ghana, when I'm going to the driver's seat, I go on the right. And what it means is that I have been programmed
Exactly.
the last 15 years to go on the right. So I cannot come to Ghana and just within a moment, I switch to the left. So all of us have been programmed in one way or the other. And it's about what are you programmed. If you are programmed that you don't believe in time, so you always come to work late, you cannot change it overnight. Because
it takes consistency.
It takes consistency. And this is what we want organizations to understand, that their investment in skill set is okay. But they should start having a budget for behavioral trainings, where that behaviors, we will bring it up to the level of the skill set, so the organizations can maximize their potential.
I think I've got time for just one more phone call. 03022165541. You can pick up that phone, give us a call, or send us your comment on 05511111997. Leadership mindset. We're discussing that with Oscar Bimpong here in the studio. Oscar, maybe we can chip in one or two more contents, and then
yes, I wanted to talk about in terms of leading others, and I want to give this example, that the closest example to leading others is, for example, when you marry and you start raising your children. That is the closest. And if we are able to do that well, then I think it can transcend it into what? The organization you work for, right? We are not saying that if you are not able to raise your children well, you cannot be a good leader. But the fact is that if you are not able to train them well, I can assure you that you can never maximize your potential. But because what you do to your children and your wife, it will transcend to the corporate. Those scenarios that has caused your marriage not to work to the best of its ability, it will transcend, because you'll be dealing with people, you'll be dealing with children, young people who are working, you'll be dealing with women, and those things, it will slip through because it's been engraved in your subconscious mind.
in trying to push home this point, let's make some phrases. What is leadership? Is leadership patience?
Yes.
Is leadership compromise?
One is necessary.
No, I'm just saying, just so that because we won't have time to explain it. So tell me more. Leadership is
Leadership
it's sacrifice.
It's sacrifice. It's influence. It's love. You know, it's love from a different perspective.
It's restraint.
It's restraint.
It's control.
It's control.
It's many things, right?
It's many things. It's got so much heart. But then, you know, I don't want to speak from these NBA books of leadership. I want to bring leadership to home, to you. So that you understand it, that if you can have that solid foundation, then it can transcend to corporate, it can transcend to your business, it can transcend to that vision that you have.
Keeping your eyes stayed on the target.
So the first is self-leadership. If that one you have been able to really work well with it, then you will transcend to the family. That is leading others. And if that is successful, I can assure you that wherever they put you in a corporate setting, you should succeed.
Takeout from today. I know that we've kind of run out of that. What's our takeout for today?
Our,
And then when you're done with that, put out the number for Train
Yeah.
to Inspire as well,
Yes.
so that people can call
So
you.
our takeout for today is that mindset comes before leadership. That leadership, people that you are leading, you are driving it with a certain mindset. And if you sit down and really assess yourself and you realize that that mindset is not driving the leadership you want, then you need the overhauling of the mind. That's how I call it. You need to start working on your mind so that you drive a new leadership. If your organization is not getting to where it's supposed to be, you need to check your leadership acumen. How are you treating others? How are you treating your staff? How are you treating your customers? How are you really causing them? And you know, I was saying to somebody that leadership should be like an occult, where joy, the way we work, our work ethics is like we are an occult, where we fight together, we work together, we win together. When one is slipping down, we hold them together. That is what an occult is. If we can get our corporate setting to that level, we'll be winners all the time. So leadership mindset is very critical to the success of everyone, including the corporate.
What are we looking forward to next week? When
We are looking forward to what I call the seed mindset.
Seed mindset.
Starting from where you are and building. And yeah, there is one thing I always say, that it doesn't matter how poor you are, you can still afford the seed.
You can still afford a seed. Let's put the numbers out
Yes,
so that.
so if you want to contact Train to Inspire Consultancy, our telephone number is 0555 803 924, 0555 803 924, 0555 803 924.
Okay. On Facebook, where do we find you?
On Facebook, Oscar Bimpon is full, so follow my page, The Mindset Revolutionist. Is the same on Twitter, LinkedIn, and on Instagram is Oscar Bimpon.
Okay, and you can always go back on Facebook and watch the video for today's show if you missed it. Evans, I hope that you got that number from Oyarifa. My final words here would be that it's something I picked from scripture when you were talking. It's from the book of Romans chapter 12 verse 2. And it says that, do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. Thank you so much for joining us and listening in today. This has been Masterclass here on your Superstation Joy 99.7. Today's show was brought to us by Goyle Good Energy, Goyle Yenaredia, and also by GH Genome, our duty to decode. God willing, next week we come your way with another exciting edition of Masterclass. See you same time next week.